Hello guys, welcome to Programming with Scratch. In this course, we are going to be exploring the world of Scratch, which is a visual block-based programming language. So Scratch was developed by the team over at Massachusetts Institute of Technology Media Lab. With Scratch, you'll be able to build visual stories, games, animations, and other programs as well. So during the session, we'll be exposed to the fundamentals of programming like loops, functions, conditions, also variables. Like I mentioned earlier, Scratch is a block-based programming language and not a traditional text-based programming language. So if you are going into programming newly, I would advise you to start with Scratch because Scratch will give you the foundation of programming language. Alright, so with that, let's go into our Scratch interface. So right here, I have my Scratch interface opened. So we can see the interface on the left hand side here. We have our block library. These are all the blocks that we're going to be using throughout to create our programs. So in the middle here, we have this plain white area, which is our block editor. So our block editor is where we'll be keeping all our code, writing all our programs. Alright. So if you look to the right here, we have what we call it a stage. Now this is where our project lives. This is where all our character that we are going to use for the project it will live in. So we have a cat here, which is a character. So in Sprite, characters are called sprites. In Scratch, characters are called sprites. So we can have more than 2 or 3, as many as you want in Scratch. So let's look at how we can. Okay, let's look under here. We have sprites. So now if I want to rename my sprite, this is how I'm going to do it. I can highlight this here and type anything. Let's call this cat. Alright. Now we can also have the ability to resize our sprite. So now this size is set to 100. So we can also make it 200. So 100 is the default size, like 100%. That is the default size of our sprite. So let's make it 200. Okay. Now we can see that the spread has gone larger than it was. So let's return it back to a default size, which is 100%. Alright, so now we also have this functionality that we can hide and show our sprite. Hide and show, hide and show. Alright. Now, also if we take our sprites, around the area, around the stage, you discover that the digits here will be changing. Okay, so let's say take it here. Now we have x minus 128 and y minus 88. Let's take it down. We have minus on both sides, which is minus 149 on the x-axis and minus 123 on the y-axis. So now we see that we can set our sprite to any position. So the same thing that's happening here, the same thing that we have here, we also have here. So now the x-axis is how far is the sprite on the horizontal axis. Then the y-axis is how far is the sprite on the vertical axis. So let's neutralize our sprite. So in the number line or in a simple graph, we have 0, 0 as what the center. So we can see that our sprite here is now at what the center. Let me do it once again. X to 0 and the y to 0. Alright, so that's it. We also have the ability to rotate, to change the direction of our sprite. So we see here we have the direction. So if I turn this arrow here, I turn it, now we can see that our character, the sprite, has turned 360 degrees. Okay, so we can set it to any default angle that we want. So let me return it to the default angle, which is 90. All right. So we have seen how we can use the tools here. So now we also have this functionality to select a sprite. So now when I click on the sprite, so that the sprite here is highlighted. Okay. Now we can also have more than one or two sprites. Yes, on our stage. How we do that? So we come to this icon here, this cat icon here, click on choose a sprite. So it's loading. Let's wait for it. Okay, nice. So now we have variety of sprites here. We all have variety of sprites here. So let me go to animals. Let me pick one of the animals. Um, let's go with the hen. All right. So now we have the hen here on the stage. Okay. So like I said, that we have the functionality to rename our sprites. We can name it. If we don't want this name, we can change it to something else. Okay. So we also have the ability to duplicate our sprites. Yes, we want to duplicate this sprite. We can duplicate it. We can come back here and bring the hen again, but that's a long process. So what I'll do here, I'll right click and click on duplicate. Now see we have two hen. Yeah, so let's check the name. So we have hen and hen two. Okay, hen and hen two. That's okay. Mm, so this hen they all look alike. They both hen looks alike. We can modify or we can change the name. So let me call hen two. Let me call it blessing. That's my friend's name. Okay, blessing. That's for the hen two. So I can also click on hen one and also rename it. So I can also do something like this. I can also change the direction and also the size. So let me start with the size. Let me reduce the size to um, 80%. So you see that the size here is not the same with this one. Okay, and let's play the direction key. So see the direction is 90. Now I'm going to rotate this hand to the left. This is not what we want. Now in Scratch we also have a function called left and right. So if we click on the left and right function, it helps us to change our sprites on left and right and not on rotation. But if I bring it over here, we can rotate our sprite. Okay. So let me put it on left and right function. Alright, so I can now take it here. Okay. So that has been done. Now we also have something here in Scratch called costumes, which is how the appearance of our sprite. So we can change the appearance of this sprite. So let's go back to the left. So we have the code. This is the code block. Also we have the costumes. So I click on the costumes. So now the spread that we selected, which is blessings. The spread that we selected has up to 4 costumes. So the first costume here, the hen is facing straight. The second costume here, the hen is standing on one leg. The third costume here, the hen is facing us. And the fourth, the hen or blessings is eating from the ground. Alright, so we can select the costume that we want. So let's go for eating. Blessing is eating. So we can also do the same thing for hen. Alright. Now I can also select another costume. So let me use facing us. Okay, let me use this. So now the name says here and C. 1, 2, A, B, C. Alright. So the hand is what? Facing us. Okay, so we have variety of costumes here in Scratch. Now, what if the costume or the sprite you're looking for is not there? You can have the ability to draw your own sprite. You have the ability to put your own costumes. So let me add a new costume. So if you come to this icon here, you see choose costume. If you click there, it will take you to the collection of costumes that we have. Then we have paint to paint your own costume. Alright. This is a random costume. We also have the ability to upload our costume. Also, we can also use the functionality of the camera to snap our own costume. Okay, so let's paint our own costume. Now we have what? A blank space here. So I can paint my own costume. Let me use the brush. Mm, let me set the color to black. Okay, we have black over here. Um, let me draw mine. Ah, yeah, I don't know what I'm drawing. Okay, let me reduce the size of the brush. Click on the eraser. I can also use this too. Alright, so let me go back to the brush. And we have size 1. Okay, so let me draw my own bird. Okay, so that's it. Pardon my drawing, pardon my drawing, pardon my drawing. Not easy to draw with the mouse. Okay, so we can see my own drawing. So in Scratch, you are also given the ability to draw whatever costume you want, and you can also rename it to whatever you like. Okay, so you also have the paint tool. You can paint. You can paint on the Scratch on a costume. Okay, you can also paint the line, change the color of the lines if you want to. So I can fill the red. Let me look for another color. Blue. Okay. Another color. And green. Alright, so we have also seen the functionality of what of Scratch, the ability to help us to draw our own costume. So now let me go back to costume 3. Alright. Okay. So we can modify an existing costume. So we selected the pen tool. So I'm on green. So if I come here, I can change the color of this bird. I can change any color I want from this bird. Okay. So we can modify an existing costume in Scratch. Alright. So if you look up here again, beside the costumes, we have the sound. Um, so far we have only one sound here. Okay. just one. If you play it, give a bird sound. You can hear it. Okay, so that is it. But we also have a functionality here that says record your own sound, also upload your own sound. So you can, if you have a music in your computer and you want to use it, yes, you can upload it. You can also record your voice. If you want your character, your sprite to carry your voice, you can also use the record button. In Scratch, they always give you many options. So we also have choose a sound. Okay, so we have the bass, the electric guitar, a lot of sounds. We also have loops, dance funky, a lot of sounds. So when we go deep into Scratch, we will make use of all the tools that we have seen today. Okay, so go back. Let's go back to the background. So we can see that our project is a little bit boring, very boring, just white background. We can also change the background, the stage. We can change it to whatever we want. You can upload your own. You can draw the background. You can also select from scratch. So if you go to various place, you see what the stage. So when I click on the stage, so some changes. Now the stage has been highlighted. Okay, so you can see we can choose what a backdrop. So a backdrop is how a stage will look like. So let me click on the backdrop. Okay, so we have different variety of backdrop there, and I'll go with the farm since we are dealing with hen and blessing. Okay, so I think I can now take out the cast price because the cast price is odd. It's odd in this place. Okay. So if you click on the cash price, you discover that to update here. So let me click on the cash price. Now it has updated itself. I can also click it here if I want to select any of its price. So let me come over here and we have our delete button here. So when I press it, the cat will no longer be on the stage. You can also use the hide button to remove the cat temporarily. But for now, we want it to be out of our stage. So I've taken the cat out from the stage. Okay, so we can also choose our stage if we want to. So you can click on the stage and come over here. Let's see. So normally in the sprite section, the sprite normally comes with at least more than one costume. But for the background, click on the stage, come over here, we have background. So we have just one. So we can add the background, more background if we want to. So you can use the camera, you can use upload, you can use a random background. You can also have the ability to draw your own background. So this is a empty background. So I want me draw my background. Okay. So I've drawn a big line there. Okay. Okay. And let me use the brush. Okay. Okay, like a landscape. Alright, so I'll fill it with green. Okay. There's a mistake somewhere. Let me see if it will work. Okay, so we can also change our background if you want to. You can draw them. So you can do that on your own. So let's see also what we have. So like I said, that we have the ability to remove sprite. So you press here, see your sprite will delete. Also remember that we also have this control that says left and right to help position our sprites in the correct position. Okay, so now if this view is too small for you, we also have the ability to take it on full screen. So if you click on that button, you can also see our project on full screen. All right, and I think we have covered all the basic tools that we have. We also have extension. That one will come out in the next class when we start programming full. So that is it for today. Like I said, Scratch is a visual block-based programming language. So on our next class, we are going to make use of these blocks to, to write programs, to tell our sprite what to do, to interact with the background, everything that we want our project to do. So on the next class, we'll start using all the blocks. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.